My name is James Holbert. My informative speech today is on the status and benefits of tithing. My purpose is to inform my audience about the status and benefits of tithing if you are a Christian, and more specifically about the state of the American church's tithing habits, what could be done in the United States and what could be done worldwide. I will pan my audience. 5. And begin speech. Truly, truly, I say to you, whoever believes in me will also do the works that I do, and greater works than these he will do. Now, my goal is not to convert you, so don't worry about me quoting Jesus. My goal is for you to draw your attention to the greater works that Jesus speaks about. Now, if you're a Christian, I want you to ask yourselves these questions. Do I tithe? Do I have to? Does it matter? What if I did? And what if everybody tithed? Now, I want you to listen to this speech because I want you to know that selflessness is an important aspect of Christianity, and tithing is a fruit of that. I have lived in a Christian household my entire life. I have lived in a household that tithed, and I myself am a dedicated tither. And I want my fellow Christians to know what the benefits and potential is of tithing. I want to speak of the tithing habits of the American church, what could be done in the United States, and what could be done across the world. Now, according to major polls, in the United States, this big blue section, 76% claim to be Christian. And that's according to Relevant Magazine, a popular Christian online magazine. And the blue is the percentage of Americans that tithe. And these statistics come from the American Religious Identification Survey from 2008. Now, if I worked for a corporation and only gave 5% of my time, I probably wouldn't work there very long. So this is also partially a call for me to say, Christians, let's tithe. Now, this also means that 10 to 25 people in a 100-person church will tithe. That means when you're sitting in church, 75 to 90 people are unwilling to tithe. That means 75 to 90 are unwilling to sacrifice. Now, it's 80% who tithe. 80% of these guys tithe 2% or less. And I want to say it's not about us. So, what if everybody tithed 10%? Everybody in this section tithed 10%. We would have an additional $165 billion to give. Can you imagine what could be done? Let's start with our nation. Now, the first thing it would accomplish is we would begin to see past ourselves. The fastest way to get rid of greed and selfishness is to give. Did you know that in the United States, every year, over 2 million children experience homelessness every year? This comes from Covenant House, a charity that houses children. And so 2 million in the United States means that in a community of this size, 40,000, that means over 250 children in our community experience homelessness every year. Now, Covenant House housed over 1,700 children per night last year. Now, if we could give from 165 only 1.5, that would multiply their efforts 10 times. Imagine how many children they'd be able to house with those kind of funds. Here's the 165 billion added to the 55 that we have now. And all our ministry efforts now have to come out of this small portion. So if we gave everybody 10%, we'd have this much to give with. And then if we had 10% more, it'd be that much, 275 billion. So this is Covenant House's housing now. Each bed signifies 100 nights shelter. This would be if we only gave them 1.5 of that 165, how many children they would be able to house every year. Have you heard of Hurricane Sandy? There was $82 billion of damages for Hurricane Sandy. Now, by the end of the speech, you'll see that we'll have more than enough to completely fund all the damages. Now, according to LA Times, we're going to go beyond the United States and go to the world. In 2008, the LA Times reported that with $30 billion for for 10 years, we could end world hunger completely. That's chump change from 165 billion. That would stop 16,000 children deaths every year. If we only gave 480 million to Habitat for Humanity, that would quadruple their operating budget. With $2 billion, we could build 1 million wells across the world. 25% of our world does not have clean water to drink. The differences we could make as a nation, let alone across the world, are astounding. So, I don't want to guilt trip you, unless it worked. But I do want you to know this doesn't go beyond us, or this has to go beyond us. We can't have it about us. I've spoken to you today about the status of the American church, its tithing habits. Tithing, my last prop. The benefits in the United States and the benefits across the globe. So I want to encourage you, not to guilt you, to consider yourself as a Christian, if you are a Christian. Do I tithe? Does it matter? What if everyone tithed? Thank you. Now, do we have any questions? No questions. Perfect. Thank you.